Trump's most recent State of the Union address did not contain anything out of the ordinary. Empty populist phrases and promises, along with the strong promotion of nationalism, which are especially appreciated by rightists, Republicans, and neo-Nazis. But in the most recent address, Trump touched on the topic of socialism and his concern for calls to adopt socialism in the United States. This is certainly not the first time the president has attacked socialism publicly. His slogan is that America won't become socialist, and he's been saying it for almost 4 years. Corporations are scared of a red threat coming back after 40 years of anti-communist hysteria. According to the latest polls, almost 40% of Americans said that they want to live in a socialist country. The growth and interest in socialism in the United States has caused the need for those in power to address it. What did Trump have to say about socialism, and how should working people understand this address? Trump stated that America was founded on liberty and independence, and not on government coercion, domination, and control. These meaningless, idealistic phrases are meant to distract and obscure the listener from class distinctions. What Trump says is what corporations think. Trump says that capitalist America was founded on liberty and independence. Is it true? Do these principles describe the conditions of life in modern America? Unfortunately, capitalism is an oppressive system based on the exploitation of man by man. When parroting lofty phrases of freedom and liberty, the president neglects to mention that he seeks to strengthen and preserve the freedom of the capitalists to oppress the working class. Trump then went on to declare that America would never be a socialist country, and later boasted about the triumph over communism. History remembers various triumphs over communism since the 1850s, and all these triumphs ended with socialist ideas spreading even further. But rather than focusing on the anti-communist rhetoric used by Trump, we will focus on the actions of the Trump administration. And these actions are completely what the corporations want him to do. In the same address, Trump mentions the virtual dismantling of the estate tax, which allows oligarchs to pass down their wealth tax-free to their heirs. Trump also highlighted the corporate tax cuts and other policies which benefit the capitalists. It basically means that you give what little money you have for taxes while rich oligarchs with thick money bags squander it. Thus, the populist phrases about pursuing the agenda of the American people are devoid of any meaningful content and serve to obscure the class dimension of American politics. More for American oligarchs, less for American workers. The growth of interest in socialism in the United States is a direct result of the failure of the capitalist economic system. There are objective reasons why Americans are gaining interest in socialism. While Trump claims that his administration is reviving American manufacturing, jobs in manufacturing have been on a prolonged decline as capitalists maximize their profits. The United States has lost 7.5 million manufacturing jobs since 1980. While there are millions of fewer manufacturing jobs in this country, the president declares victory and the revival of manufacturing. In this era of deindustrialization, the oligarchs have amassed fortunes on an unimaginable scale based on the exploitation of the international working class. It is within this context that we see the growth of interest in socialism in the United States. This is because socialism presents a way forward to resolving these problems and ending the exploitation of man by man, inherent in the capitalist mode of production. For this reason, the capitalist class fights tooth and nail to preserve the capitalist system of oppression. The loud, bombastic phrases of national unity and the sharp criticism and condemnation of socialism are meant to deceive the working class about socialism. Using populist phrases such as freedom and democracy, bourgeois politicians such as Trump ignore the lack of real freedom and democracy in the United States. In the current situation with the growing crisis of capitalism, the capitalists try with all their might to criticize socialism and defend and uphold capitalism. This is in order to prepare for future upheavals and class conflicts. Will the policies of economic nationalism save the dying capitalist system from its inherent contradictions and usher in an era of stability and prosperity? On the contrary, from the xenophobic border wall to the tax cuts for the capitalists, we will see greater suppression of the workers and the intensification of the class struggle within the United States. However, it is important to keep in mind that a simple change of faces in the presidency will not fundamentally change this situation. The oligarchs that dominate the country will continue to plunder and exploit millions of people. Only the establishment of workers' power will be able to crush the class domination of the capitalists, overcome inequality and poverty, get rid of the horrors of capitalism, and ensure the stable development of the whole society on socialist principles.